p.m. and so I was trying to get that finished. Okay. Right.
Wait, are you an engineering student on campus?
Yeah. Okay. Are we
All
ready?
right.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
So I went over everything, but I got super confused. Did you go over part 2?
I did. I plugged them all into the sheet again.
Okay. I got confused at why, like... Okay, hold on. Let's do A and B first, and then I'll get to my question.
Okay.
So,
So,
do you want me to read it?
sure.
Ambitious intro to STAT students want to conduct a survey among church members and ask them about their party affiliation and whether or not they were in favor of Proposition 8. They would like to see if there was an association between a party affiliation and voting preference for Prop 8 with a level of significance of 0.05. They conducted a random sample, and here's the summary data. So state the null and alternative. The null is that the party affiliation, and if they were in favor, is independent. Okay, and then the alternative is that they were not independent.
Yep. Okay, what are the requirements? That it's a simple random sample and that the expected counts are greater than 5.
Yes.
And yes, the requirements are met.
Okay, I didn't get that though because you add them, right? So you do...
Okay, I don't remember how they did it.
I got so confused at that because the numbers don't match up.
I know that's the way to just look at table and make sure that you can pull up the text and help. Because okay, in the when you use the Excel table, it shows up under the blue part in those boxes. One of the lines is expected count, and then you just make sure that none of those are 0.
Okay, let me see. And I'll tell you what numbers I have because like I said, got super confused. Because we're using the 250 and the 120 numbers, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, and make sure what's not highlighted or...
Okay, no, the expected counts, make sure that they're not 0.
Oh, okay. I was just looking at totals. Okay. Got it.
Okay.
And we round up then?
I guess so, yeah. It's just as long as they're not 0.
Okay, got it.
Okay, cool.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, so and they're all greater than 5. And then the chi-squared is 33.96, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Determine the degree of freedom, and it's 1.
Yep. And then the p-value is 0.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you reject the null hypothesis.
Yes. And then our conclusion is that we have sufficient evidence to show that party affiliation and the views of voters are not independent.
Perfect.
Cool beans. Okay, let's get this thing started.
I just realized I'm not logged into Eileen.
Okay, you might want to do that.
That would be handy. What?
We have our exam next week.
I'm not excited about that
I don't think anybody.
at all, actually.
I had a group meeting for another project today, and I was telling them, I was like, it's like all the professors just give us all the homework and quizzes and exams on 4th of July.
Yeah, pretty much, because I have 2 exams next week.
I do too.
And yesterday. Yeah, so I'm like, what is this?
What is going on?
Sorry, my computer's being really slow today.
Fine.
I'm tired.
Ugh, we're all tired.
Oh, you get to go on a field trip tomorrow. That's fun.
I know. I have to get up at 6:30 so I can get some stuff done in the morning so I can leave at 8 sharp.
Okay, I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay, then I'm clicking start. Okay.
For questions 3 through 9, please use the following information. A public opinion poll surveyed a simple random sample of 1,000 voters. Respondents were classified by gender, female or male, and by voting preference, Republican, Democrat, or Independent. The results are presented here. In this set of questions, we will explore the research question, do men's voting preferences differ significantly from women's voting preferences? Use the level of significance 0.005. So which side of hypothesis is appropriate? So gender and voting preferences are independent, gender and voting preferences are not independent, or gender and voting preferences are not independent, which is wrong. And yeah, so it's the first one. The other one makes sense.
Are independent, yes. Okay, what is the equation for computing the degrees of freedom, which is df? It is the number of rows minus 1 times the number of columns minus 1, right?
Maybe?
If I remember correctly. Yeah, number of rows minus 1 times number of columns minus 1.
Okay.
Okay. What is the correct choice for degrees of freedom for this problem? I got 2.
Okay, let me plug it in.
Okay.
I also got 2.
Okay, wonderful. Okay.
Oh, and we're supposed to round. Oh, never mind. Why is this not letting me type? Okay. Are the requirements for conducting a chi-squared test for independence met by this data set? Yes.
Oh.
Yes, there are at least
5 expected counts in each cell?
Yeah.
Okay. What is the value of chi-squared test statistic for this problem? I have 16.20.
Me too.
Okay.
Okay, the value of the p-value for this problem, and which is to round to 3, so it's going to be 0.000.
Yep. Okay. Which of the following statements best describes the outcome of this study? Oh, sorry. There's sufficient evidence to suggest that gender and voting preferences are not independent. It's that one.
Yep. Okay. In this set of questions, we will review the reasons for seeking chiropractic care study from the reading of modified data. Please use the data here for questions 10 through 14. Right-click on the link below and select Open link in new tab to download the data for questions 10 through 14. Okay. And then we're supposed to, okay. But that's an SPSS file, and I've been doing all of this in Excel. I don't know how to do it in SPSS.
Can we just do it in Excel then?
Well, we don't have the data.
In the set of questions, review the reasons, study the reading with modified data. Please use the data represented here. Isn't that the same data that's going to show up?
Well, that's an .sav means it's an SPSS set.
I know, but don't you have a graph on yours already?
Yeah, but I think it's going to print it.
Wait, what?
I went to the data files, and I'm trying to open it up in Excel.
I can't open mine in Excel, but I was just going to type all the data in that's already...
Yeah, well, I didn't open it up in Excel. I had to go to the data, like, thing in the textbook. Oh, wait, this computer's on, so maybe I can try to figure this out in SPSS. Whatever it is.
Okay, I'll log into them.
Okay, so I'm looking over this.
Okay.
And that table is all that came up.
Okay, so it's the same data.
Yep.
Then I'm just going to plug it into Excel.
I tried doing this in SPSS. I really did. But it was just way too hard. I didn't understand what I was doing at all.
Okay. I got all the data plugged in.
Okay, me too. Okay, so the research question for this study is, do people in Europe, Australia, and the United States seek chiropractic care for the same reasons? Use a significance level of 0.05. The hypotheses are location and the motivation to visit a chiropractor are independent, and location and the motivation to visit a chiropractor are not independent. The conditions for conducting a chi-square test for independence are satisfied, and I'm going to say yes, because, well, true, because they're all.
I agree. What is the correct choice for degrees of freedom? I got 8.
Me too. Okay, what is, I'm going to guess what it is, I haven't read it yet. What is the value of chi-squared for this problem? I got 7.44.
I did too. Okay, what is the value of p for this problem? And I got 0.490.
Me too.
Okay. Which of the following statements best describes the outcome of this study? There's insufficient evidence to suggest that motivation is not independent.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see how we did.
Perfect.
Yes. Wonderful.
Okay, so I'm going to take us